Good morning, Get Rex for Recovery crew. So, I went to bed at like 6:30 yesterday, and I didn't wake up until 5:30 this morning, and 11 hours of sleep was definitely nice. I finally fixed the little hole that was in my sleeping pad. It has a patch kit in it, but I just had to find the leak. I found it at the hotel the other night, or motel. So anyway, I stayed here near Fort Stevens State Park, right by that wreck of the Peter Iredale, and had a pretty peaceful night just out here in the woods. It was very nice, very temperate. I think it drizzled a little bit, but it wasn't that bad at all. I mean, as a matter of fact, when I got up, the rain fly on my tent was already dry. So I'm in a bike lane, which is nice. Hadn't had one of these in ages. It's good to actually be on something that is set aside for cyclists. And so I'm headed back down into Warrenton to get breakfast. I posted a video, the last one that I could post before I lost service yesterday was the one about everything that I bring with me, and somebody put in the comments that they quit watching whenever I said that I was leaving my kids for 5 months. And so I just said thanks, because, hey, it's hard for me, you know. I was a stay-at-home dad for years. But cool thing is that to make you guys feel better, and hey, even if you're watching, sir, that posted that, if you decided to watch another video. So my wife posted a comment and said, you know, this took months of preparation and prayer. This was a very thoughtful process. I even stayed through Father's Day just to be able to spend good time with my kids before I left. And then they're all coming to meet me in Key West for Thanksgiving. So another thing about, you know, the reason I post these vlogs is so that my kids can actually see what I'm doing and explore with me. As soon as they're old enough to be able to do something like this, we're definitely going to do some bike touring. They're just not quite old enough yet. Anyway, what they do get to do right now, since it's summer, is each day they're watching videos about the area that I'm in on YouTube, and they get to write a little essay on the parts of the world that I'm exploring. So this is a family thing. I know it doesn't seem like it, but my wife and my children's eternal destinies are secure. I know that very well from knowing them personally. I'm their husband and father. And so, you know, that's seated with me. And so now, as much as I can, I want to share the love of Christ with the lost and the brokenhearted. You know, people are brokenhearted over having to lose loved ones to overdose. And so, end goal, of course, is to start a rehab where my family can participate. But I can't do that with, you know, $900. So this is kind of a whole networking effort to meet people around the United States, and to, you know, hopefully secure a future in being able to build a rehab. I don't want to be out here. Like, I don't know if you know much of my story or if you've just started tuning in, but I didn't ride a bicycle from the time that I was 15 until this January, when I went for 1,100 miles through Florida as a ministry. I'm not fit for this. You know, it's definitely, I'm becoming fit, but when I left the first time, it was painful. And so, you know, the suffering goes along with it, as long as it brings other people out of suffering. I mean, look at what Christ did for us on the cross. He suffered so that we might not have to suffer with sin. So, with all that being said, yeah, my kids and family are highly involved in what I'm doing. as is my church. Everything is A-OK on the home front. But I do appreciate that someone would quit watching a video after they said they were leaving their kids for 5 months. Hey, I probably would too, to be honest, because it's hard to understand. But you know, people leave their families for rehab. I've done it for 90 days or longer. People leave their families for the military. There are a lot of good reasons to leave a family and do work. And I just consider this ministry to be one of those reasons. So, all that's out of the way. I've got to get some breakfast, which is where I'm headed. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Oh, yeah. So breakfast for today is a blueberry muffin and a Snickers latte from Me Latte. Really nice place, nice people. If you're on the Transamerica Trail, it's your first coffee stop, check it out. All right, I'm gonna eat some breakfast here and keep pedaling. See you guys shortly. Alright, so I stopped here at the restroom and I ran into Mike, and he actually was down at the beach digging clams.
Razor clams.
Razor clams. That's a razor clam.
It was one of my 15 limit for the day, so today they didn't show very much, so they blow a little hole in the sand and that kind of leads you to dig them out. So sometimes you go down there and it takes you 15 minutes to half an hour. Today it probably took 2.5 hours. So
awesome.
So 15 is the limit.
And so that's the tool that you use there, and you just plug a hole in it and suck the sand up.
Suck the sand out. That's it.
That's neat. Thanks.
Okay,
God bless.
You bet. Yep.
right, good afternoon, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. The water feels amazing. Oh, it feels so good. I'm not gonna get all the way in, but I stopped here at Haystack Rock, which is just south of Cannon Beach. I guess it's still part of Cannon Beach. And wanted to come out here and check it out. There's 7 different species of endangered birds that live on that rock up there, which I think is super neat. And so I just wanted to come check it out. I flew my drone as far as I was allowed to. I spoke with the lifeguards and he said that I could fly it as long as I didn't fly it anywhere near the rock itself. And while I was flying it, one of the neighbors came out and she was like, "Sir, you need to put your drone up. You're not allowed to fly it here. If you're gonna fly it, you've got to go a mile down the beach that way." And I just didn't have time for it. I said, "Thank you very much, but you know, my drone will fly a mile, so really there's no difference whatsoever." But no, I do appreciate what she's trying to do. She's trying to protect the endangered species, and hey, I'm trying to protect my drone. For some reason, birds love to attack drones, so didn't really want to do that anyway. So I think it's the feeling is mutual between my flying bird and the natural flying birds. Either way, yeah, so I'm gonna keep heading south. Looks like next stop is Hug Point, and there should be like some caves there or something I can look at and explore. So, as usual, I love you guys from Haystack Rock and Cannon Beach. I'll see you later. All right, pizza time. Does that count for a shower? I think it does. Wow, Hug Point is amazing. So this is Hug Point on the Oregon coast, south of Cannon Beach, and it is beautiful. I mean, just pristine. Blue skies, you know, not a cloud in the sky. The water is so cold. I'm standing in it right now. It's so cold, but it's so good. Wow, what a great, amazing creation. I am just in awe. Anyway, gotta keep cycling. All right, so for those of you who came to this channel for information about the Transamerica Trail, previously in one of my earlier videos, I ran into a bicycle button. Now, that wasn't on the Transamerica Trail, that was actually up on the Olympic Peninsula. However, it seems like on your first day on the Transamerica Trail out of Astoria, when you come through Hug Point, yeah, there's a tunnel with no bike lane. Luckily, you got this button right here, and what this button does when you press it is activates those 4 flashing lights to let people know, hey, there's a bicycle in the tunnel. By the way, it's uphill all the way through it, so, you know, tighten your sandal straps. Anyway, here goes nothing. Love you guys. See you later. Well, I made it. It wasn't that bad. It's actually hardest right when you get to the end of the tunnel when you come out onto the pavement. Anyway, you come out of darkness into light, and that's always a good thing. Well, Jim, I think I found your hill right here at Cove Beach Road. Coming out of that tunnel, I am drenched, and I still got a long way to go. And it feels good outside today. I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. Well, when you've reached this sign, you've reached what looks like the end of your struggle. It was worth it. Endurance. Too good. Well, that downhill after that hill is absolutely amazing. It must have been 2 miles where I didn't have to pedal a bit. Probably 25, 30 miles an hour just going. When you get down to the bottom, there's a place called Cape Falcon. And that is what I'm gonna go check out now. Video to follow. Alright, so it was a bit of a climb coming back up the hill from the point down there. However, when you get to the top here, it is an incredible view. Just amazing out across the Pacific. And you can see all the little towns down the coast back there. It is awesome up here. Well worth the climb, and it looks like it's downhill all the way into the next town, where I found a place that is going to let me have a hiker-biker campsite for the night for $15. So, always good. Anyway, this is the Nia Caney, I hate if I'm butchering that, Nia Caney mountain overlook. And so it is right on 101, and it's spectacular. Again, so, you know, the phone doesn't do it justice. I don't know how high up it is. It has got to be a long way. But you can just see everything, and you can kind of see this mountain face that's cut out for traffic to stop here. It says no camping, so you know that's how I found out about the place that I'm staying, which I'll take some video of. I got on my phone and asked, you know, like, where am I at? And then ended up finding this place down here, and he said, we usually don't with this whole COVID thing. He said, I've only had one other person do it, and so yeah, come on. So it looks like I'm going to coast all the way downhill into camp, and it looks like I may have a cloudless sunset over the Pacific. Keep your fingers crossed. The reason I didn't get any drone video at the last place too was my phone battery was on like 6%, and you know, I fly the drone by my phone, and so I was just super sketched. I was like, no, not gonna do it. I'd hate to get it out there and then just have the drone go, I'm done. Phone power off, have no way to get it back. But it was beautiful. You just have to take my word for it. Anyway, I'm headed down this hill. Never mind, that was the longest hill I've come down yet without having to pedal. That thing was awesome. I know that that was in fast forward and it seemed like it was really fast, but it was about that fast in real life. No, it started out a good 20 miles an hour and then it dropped into about 30 and then right at the end about 35. But still, that's fast on a bike with panniers. Like, that's fast. So anyway, trying to make it over to where I'm camping tonight. I'm looking up on the map now. You guys will see that right about now. Alright, so that's it for the Jetty, Fishery, Marina, and RV Park. If you're cycling down the coast of Oregon on the Transamerica Trail, I highly recommend this place. This is one beautiful piece of property. Super friendly people too. Just ask for TJ. Anyway, that's it for the riding today. I think I got 45 miles in, which is a lot considering the mountain that I just traversed. It was rough. Even coming off the mountain when I got down into the valley after that quick ride, there was still a lot of climbing to do to get to here. But all in all, it wasn't that bad. It was a really good day. So just remember that Redeeming Eden, the whole purpose is to bring awareness that recovery options are available. You don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, Celebrate Recoveries, missions, rehabs all over the place that don't charge anything, that would just be happy to talk to you. Don't hide. Don't stay stuck in what you're doing. If you see this video and you know you need to get out, call somebody, drop a comment, whatever you need to do. We care. I care. Jesus cares. So that's it from Jetty, Fishery, Marina, and RV Park. With a beautiful sunset and a nice little heron eating his dinner. Good night, guys. I love you, and I'll see you later.